Hey everyone, Andrew Medley coming to you live on the, what's today's date? Today's the 28th of December, not too far away from the new year, 2023. Who's excited for next year? Put your hands up, let me know below. Hashtag excited if you're ready to go into new year and you're excited for what new year, the new year can bring to you, your business, your wealth, your finances, your health, and all that good stuff, right? So I'm coming to you live today with a very important topic of conversation that if you don't hear, if you don't understand, if you don't get this right, then trying to grow your business next year, if you don't understand the principles I'm going to share inside this training today, right, inside this conversation, you will struggle to grow your business next year and forever further forward. So what am I talking about? I'm not talking about marketing strategy. I'm actually talking about the logistics of how you should actually build your coaching business. Because I see a lot of people doing the right things, but they're doing the right things in the wrong order of sequence because their business, right, isn't already supported at a level that it needs to be supported at in order to grow at this level, right? So, hi Fernando, my friend. Thanks for chiming in. I hope you and your family had an amazing Christmas, if you celebrate Christmas. So I'm going to talk about, right, the logistics of growing a business because it's super crucial, right, that you get this right. Now, hear me out here, right? This isn't sexy, right? This isn't the sexy stuff, but this is the stuff as a business owner, right, as a business builder, as somebody that wants to run, grow, and operate and scale a business, right? This is the stuff that you need to know. This is the stuff that you need to know. This is the stuff that not many people are talking about. So if you're catching me live, let me know, hashtag live. Catching me on a replay, let me know, hashtag replay. You know the drill. You've been on many of lives up to now, so you know the procedure. Okay, so as you are growing your business, right, you've got the build it phase. You've got the run it phase. You've got the grow it phase. And then you've got the scale it phase, right? So you've got build it, grow it, run it, scale it. Now, here's what I find is that typically, right, and this is potentially not your fault, but it's a trap that many coaches, many experts, many course creators fall into, and they struggle to get out of it, right? Because they can't, once they're in this trap, once they're down this rabbit hole, it's really hard to get out. Hi Gloria, thanks for coming in. I hope you've had a good Christmas. So, right, typically what I find is, like, everybody online is talking about scaling your business. Everybody online is talking about serving one to many. Everybody online is, again, talking about scaling, right? And it's in 100K months. But you can't scale anything that you've never run before. And you can't run anything unless you've grown something that deserves to be run. And you can't grow anything unless it's been built first, right? So I've just gone back in sequential order sequence from scaling to running, to growing, to building. And those are the four phases, right? First of all, before you do anything, you have to build something. And then once you've built it, then you can run it. Then you can start growing it, right? And then once you've run it, you can learn to run it and you can learn to operate it and you can learn to manage it. And then once everything is working in the right order sequence and you know exactly what you need to do in order to move your business forward, then you can scale it if you want to scale it, right? But in order to scale it, first and foremost, you need to have the solid foundational infrastructure in place within inside your business for any of that good stuff, that sexy stuff to happen. So let's have a look at this in monetary terms. So if you right now, let's say from 0 to 10K a month, right? You're really still in the building phase. You're not in the growing it phase, you're not in the running it phase, you're not in the scaling it phase, right? You're still in the building it phase. And there's no way, right, a strategy that somebody else is using at a $200,000 a month profitable business is the strategy that you need right now in the growth phase, in phase one, right? Because somebody else who's, say, they're bringing in $200,000 of sales each and every month, right? They're going to be implementing and executing different tasks, daily tasks, a different strategy. They've got a different back-end system. They've got different foundationals and different infrastructures in place to what you need right now to take yourself from 0 to 10K a month. Because if you are not hitting 10K a month on a consistent basis, now I'm not talking about, well, 10K here, then you miss a month, and then you get another 10K. So like going into next year, right? You 10K in January, you miss February by a mile, and then come March, you've got 10K, and then you miss April, and then you're probably in June, right? If you're not hitting on a consistent basis, right, you're still in the growing it phase. Sorry, in the building it phase. I got mixed up myself, right? You're still in the building it phase. Because in the building it phase, this is what you are validating, right? You're still in validation mode. You're validating your target market. You're validating your marketing message. You're validating your offer. You're validating your ideal dream client. You're validating your price point, right? You're validating your client success pathway. You're validating your marketing strategy. You're validating a lot of things in your business that you need to get 100% clarity on what works and what doesn't work before you can start hitting consistent 10K a month. So if you're not hitting a consistent 10K a month yet, you're still in, right, the build it phase of your business. And you'll never be able to scale anything until you validate it first. There's a lot of people that's wanting to scale, but they've not validated anything. And this is what I tend to find with a lot of course creators especially, right? They create a course that they've never ever sold before, that they've never actually put to the marketplace before. They've never ever validated the marketing message before, right? They've never validated the dream client. They've never actually physically sold anything, right? Yet they're wanting to scale. Now, I know it sounds sexy, right? Being able to do 100K months, 200K months, impact millions, right? It sounds sexy, but it's not logical, right? It's not logical. Before you can do that, right? Before you learn to run, right? You've got to walk. And before you can walk, you've got to crawl. Same principle in building a business. First of all, you've got to build it, right? So I think, right, and I know that potentially everybody that's inside this group right here, right now, right, because this group is designed to help you to hit your first 100K in sales, right? And if you break that down on a monthly basis in sales, right, you're talking $8,886 $1,000 a month, right? In order for you to hit your first 100K. So if you're inside this group, the only reason why you're inside this group is because you've not hit your first 100K in coaching sales yet, which tells me that you're still in the build it phase of your business. So if you're trying to run before you can walk, right, just take a step back, because I don't want you to go into next year thinking I'm going to scale next year, right, in the first quarter of next year when you've never actually physically sold anything online, when you physically never actually potentially got a client before, when you've never had a sales conversation on a call, right? You've never actually booked in 10 solid calls each and every week, because that's what it's going to take for you to get to a 10K a month in coaching sales. If you can book 10 calls in per week, that's what it's going to take for you to hit your first 100K in coaching sales next year. Yeah, if you're not booking calls, right, there's no way that you're going to scale it. If you're not booking calls, you need to go down to grassroots, right? You need to think, okay, I need to be like, understand where I am in business, understand where I am in the phase of building a business, right? And there's no shame, right, in wherever you are, that's where you are. But understand that that's where you are, and understand that these are the levers that you need to work on in order to hit solid 10K months. And that's what we do inside the Six Figure Coach Accelerator program, inside our academy, right? We help you to understand and get foundations in place so you can hit consistent 10K months. And then from then to consistent 10. So you see, in this phase, there's a lot of stuff, right? That's manual. There's a lot of stuff that's manual. And the reason why it's manual is because you need to learn the ropes, right? You need to understand what works, what doesn't work. Well, this doesn't work, so I need to dish this or improve upon this, right, to make it work better. right? So in the first phase of building your business, right, there's a lot of manual stuff, right? We're building the foundation stuff in place, right? We're building the infrastructure in place of your business so you can get out there and engineered so you can actually start validating your marketing message, getting marketing exposure in front of your ideal dream target market, start generating leads, start understanding very, very quickly what's working, what's not working, right? Start having conversations with people, right? Really getting to the core within and inside the trenches of your target market with your ideal dream client, inviting them onto calls, right? Invite them onto calls so you can sell, so you can learn to sell. And once you're doing that, right, on a consistent basis, you will start hitting 10K months. And then if you're hitting 10K months on a consistent basis, and I would say like for a minimum of 3 months, if you're like, okay, so I hit 10K a month in January, so I kind of know what's happening here right now. And then you move into February and you do the same. Okay, so I hit 10K a month. And then you repeat that again in March, right? Okay, you're getting a deep understanding of what works in order to generate leads, book calls, get people on Zoom, right? Get ideal clients on Zoom, potential clients on Zoom, and sell them. You know how to do it. Your business at this stage in this business is becoming predictable. And the reason why your business is becoming predictable is because you are becoming predictable in actioning and executing on the right tasks in hand in order for you to generate the results that you want. Okay, so in the building phase, which is phase 1, there's a lot of manual heavy lifting. You're in the trenches every day growing your business, right? Which I think that's beautiful, right? That's perfect. And that's what you should be because you're the business owner. If you understand every single moving part of what works inside your business, right, you will never, ever, 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 ever have to worry about, right, struggling about financial worries, right? Because you know yourself how to earn money selling coaching, and you know how to earn 10K a month, and you know how to hit a 6-figure year, right? So then you move into phase 2, which is growing it. And inside that phase 2 is like, well, okay, so I'm consistently hitting 10K a month, so now I need to grow it. Right now, I'm potentially taking it from 10K a month to maybe 20K a month to maybe 25K a month. So in that stage, okay, so one of the things you need to do is like generate more interest. Generate more interest. Potentially put your prices up because what you've been selling it right now is been selling like clockwork. It's been selling easy. So the next thing to do is actually increase your price, but also start building some systems, right? A little bit of automation inside your business here. So you're creating a little bit more leverage, but we're not quite in scale mode yet, right? We're not quite in scale mode yet. And in phase 2, what you might do as well is you might bring on somebody like a VA to take some tasks off your shoulders. But ultimately, it's not to give tasks to somebody to do your marketing for you, right? We're not at that stage yet, right? You are still like the voice of your business. You're still the best person to create your content, okay? And in phase 2, you can probably take your business from like 10 to 25, even above that, right? 35, 40K a month. Within inside that phase 2, just with you and potentially one other person. And I'm not going to talk about phase 3 and phase 4 because I know that nobody, unless you tell me, I know that nobody inside this group is at that phase, okay? But what I wanted to shine light on, right, with this live, and I hope you're really picking up what I'm laying down here because I'm bringing this to you because I know there's so many people that's trying to build a business out of order of sequence. And when you're building your business out of order of sequence, right, what that means is that you're firefighting problems when you shouldn't even know them problems exist. Does that make sense? It's like trying to build a landing page. Well, you don't need a landing page right now in the building stage, right? You are the landing page. You are your own landing page. You don't need a landing page. So, but this is the problem. Right, you'll see somebody who's doing a couple 100K a month or maybe doing $1 million a month and they have a landing page, right? You think, right? You try to be a little bit crafty and forward think. Okay, so they've got a landing page, so I need a landing page. That's the wrong thinking, but that's what people do, right? They think, oh, wow, they've got a webinar and they've got an email marketing sequence. Okay, so they're running Facebook ads, so I need to build a webinar. I need to have a sales funnel in place. I need a nurturing email marketing nurturing sequence on the back end, and I need to have this in place and run Facebook ads. And right, amazing, right? And that's the right strategy for somebody that's in phase 4. But somebody that's not even at 10K a month yet, that's the last thing you should be doing. That's the last thing that you should be doing, because you're building your business out of order of sequence, which just means you're going to be firefighting problems that, again, you shouldn't even know exist. You don't need a webinar. You are the webinar. You are the landing page. Right? Your content that you're posting online is your nurturing sequence. If you can't close anybody, right? If you can't generate leads and close anybody just via your content that you're putting out there online, right? Well, why should you think that a webinar is going to solve that problem for you? So back to basics, right? Back to basics, back to validating what it is that you're selling, validating your marketplace, validating your target audience, validating your message to market, validating your price point, validating your coaching structure, validating everything that needs to be validated before you can actually move forward. Because here's the thing, right? If you spend time validating the fundamentals of your business, right? Again, you can fly, right? You can fly, and it will not be long, right, before you're hitting 10K a month, 20K a month, 30K a month. But you'll never get there if you don't validate. You can't scale, right, before you validate. You can't automate before you validate. Validate first, which means, right, back to basics, in the building phase. So I just wanted to bring that bit of wisdom to you, share some insight into the logistics of what it takes and the phases that you're going to go through. And it's like everybody, it's like you see somebody that's doing like 100K a month, right? Or if you see somebody that's doing 50K a month, or if you see somebody that's doing $500,000 a month, right? The reason why they are where they are is because they've done the foundational work first. They've not skipped anything, right? They've not just jumped straight in from going from 0 to 50K a month. I'm laughing. It doesn't work that way, right? But unfortunately, there's a lot of, like, you know, we get sold this like red pill or this blue pill, whatever it is you want to think it is, right? Where you're just jumping into an elevator and just bypass all the flaws and just straight to the top. It doesn't work that way. It never has done, and it never will do. There's phases in building a business, and you need to understand what phase you're in, right? And build for that phase, work for that phase, show up for that phase. Let me know if this makes sense. Let me know if you've got any questions around this. So let me just give you a little bit of a call to action. Okay, so what we're offering right now is a special offer, right, for anybody that's right now is struggling to get 4 or 5 figure paying clients, right, in through the door into their coaching business on a regular basis. They're struggling to hit 10K a month, right now the strategy is up in the air and they don't really know what it is that they need to do each and every day in order to drive traffic, bring leads in the door, book calls, make sales, and hit 10K a month. If you're in a business where you just simply, you want to build a business, you're aspirational, right? You've got an amazing offer that you want to bring to the marketplace, but you're struggling to get the motions working, you're struggling to create momentum, you're struggling to generate high ticket sales, then right now we're running a special offer discount only up to the end of this year, all right? So literally in a few days' time, this finishes, right? So if you want to get in on a discounted offer, and I'm not the type of person that runs discounts, right? I have done twice this year. I did a Black Friday offer, which is my first ever, and I'm running one now, just simply for anybody that's like, that wants to work with me, that has big aspirations, they want to make it work, but they're just not in a position to financially invest at the realistic price, or the real price that I sell it at, right? Send me a DM now, right? I'm only looking to bring on board 4 people. I've had a call today, and 1 person has accepted, right? So I'm only now looking for 3 people for the end of this year. So if this is you, if you're interested, if you want to have a conversation, if you want to stop guessing, winging it, and just wishing, hoping, praying that something's going to work, or if you realize that just meditating on it is just not bringing clients and it's not bringing cash through the door, and you want to understand what you need to do at the build it level to actually start bringing those 10K months in not periodically, right, consistently every month, right, so your business becomes predictable, then drop me a DM today, right? Or as soon as you watch this, as long as it's this side of this year, right? If you watch this live, then drop me a DM if you're interested. Let's have a conversation. If what I have, right, is something that suits you, right, and you inspire me as well. This is not just me selling to you, right? When somebody jumps on a call with me, all right, I am not looking just to sell to you. I am looking for you to sell yourself to me, because I only work with people that's ready to jump in the trenches, do the work, show up consistently on a daily basis. They're willing to play a bigger game. They're willing to step up. They're willing to fly their flag at full mast, because up to now it's just been playing small and flying it at half mast. All right, so somebody that's fully invested in their goals, fully invested in making it happen, fully invested in generating the results. If that's you, then send me a DM today, or as soon as you've watched this, and let's have that conversation. And if it's a fit, right, 50-50 both ways, then we can get you started, so you're hitting next year, right, with the right plan for where you are in business to take you forward, so you can start seeing the results that you want. Okay, guys, so if you've got any questions around this, just ask these questions underneath here. If what I talk about today just totally makes sense, right, and if I've brought light to something that you struggle with, let me know. And again, if you want to chat about working with me, then send me a DM and we can get that call scheduled. Okay then, guys, have an amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.